الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Inshallah, this is going to be our first class to talk about fiqh of worshiping. I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless this gathering and make this gathering for His sake. So it's important, brothers and sisters, for us to understand that this yani, it's mandatory on us to learn the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the most efficient way, because that's the way we're going to be practicing our deen. And a Muslim is not a Muslim without knowing how to pray, how to fast, how to make wudu, and etc. So this is not something that is an optional or something that you doing as an extra credit. This is something that is mandatory in each and every Muslim, in order for them to know how to understand how to worship. And just and unfortunately, a lot of times when we talk about how to pray, how to fast, many people think it's something. It's I already know that, but wallahi, I promise you that just from the very first lesson, you would know that there's a lot of things that you, as an average Muslim, that you would not know normally. So before, I encourage each person who join this class is for them to take it seriously. We tried as much as possible to break down the terms so everybody be able to understand what I'm talking about. So it'll be something that is understanding and practical in the same time. Okay. It's important also that we take this seriously, and as much as we possibly can attend the class, uh, because the whole point is for this to be continuous. And if something happens, God forbid, you have an issue, the link is there, and it's going to be for those who join us, and you could watch it whenever you want with the Okay. So before going forward, today we're going to be making it very simple, inshallah. We're going to be talking about two things. Uh, what is fiqh? What is the types of and what is the types of water that enable us to make wudu? Okay, and what is hadath? What things that could make us unclean? Okay, so with that being said, now simply taking it simply, what does the word fiqh mean? Okay, the word fiqh in Arabic means to know, to understand something. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he said, "Ma yuridillahu bihi khayran, yufaqihu fi din." If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants something good for an individual, He would give him fiqh, He would give him understanding of the deen. So this is something for all of you, inshallah. I hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have chosen you, to something good for you, and that's why you're here, because you want to understand the deen better. And fiqh of ibadat, fiqh, understanding the worshipping, is only one aspect of fiqh in Islam, because there are other types of fiqh. For instance, there is fiqh al-muamalat, how to deal with others. There is fiqh al-adab, how to have appropriate etiquette. There is fiqh al-uqubat, how to appropriately punish, and etc. So there are other types of fiqh. Okay, in Islam, one of the most important pillars of Islam is prayer. Okay, but before we talk about prayer, it's important for us to understand what comes before prayer. And that's why you see all books of fiqh, before they jump to talk about how to pray, the very first door or the very first chapter, they talk about tahara, cleansing, which is wudu. So we have to know, in order for us, for our prayer to be accepted, we have to know how to clean ourselves. Okay? Cleansing in Islam, brothers and sisters, there are two types of cleansing. Um, there are spiritual cleansing. For instance, you spiritually cleanse your heart from arrogance, from arrogance or riyah or showing off or hypocrisy. That's not the type of cleansing that we're talking about here. We're going to be talking about physical cleansing, and how to physically clean ourselves from dirt, from things that are unclean, and etc. Now in Islam, so we're jumping into now the important aspect. In Islam, there are two types of things that would make us unclean. Now, if somebody didn't understand, please stop me. There are two types of things that would make us unclean. They call it al-hadath al-akbar or al-hadath al-asghar. What does that mean? The greater things that make us unclean, and the lesser things that would make us unclean. Okay, I'm going to translate here. Okay, what are the greater things that would make us unclean? Mainly there are three things that would make us ungreat that would make us, and it would go into the category of make us unclean, the greater way. For instance, if a sister or a mother have given birth, she go into the category of being al-hadath al-akbar. She's the greater uncleanness. The monthly cycle of a woman, the greater unclean. If a man slept with his wife, that's a greater way of unclean. Okay. What is the lesser uncleansing? If someone went to the bathroom. Okay. Now, why do we talk about this? Because each one of these things, we clean ourselves in a different way. Like for instance, al-hadath al-asghar, the lesser uncleansing. How do we remove ourselves from the lesser uncleansing? What do? We only have to make wudu. That's it. Okay. If you went to the bathroom, how to remove the al-hadath al-asghar, the lesser uncleansing? You just have to make wudu. Done. Okay. The greater uncleansing, how do you remove that? Is we have to take a shower, like a full shower that is going to touch all the parts of the body. But we're gonna get to that, inshallah. I mean, we're just generally speaking how to get out of the state of cleansing to uncleansing, and what are the categories. For instance, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِن كُنْتُمْ جُنُبًا فَاتَّهَرُوا. If you have, if a man slept with his woman, then you would have to make tuhur. You have to cleanse yourself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا جُنُبًا إِلَّا عَابِرِ سَبِيلٍ حَتَّى تَغْتَسِلُوا. That if you are, if some man slept with his wife, what do you have to do? You have to completely take a shower. Okay. So this is the way you would you would uplift these two types of uncleansing. Okay. So again, there are lesser uncleansing and greater uncleansing. The lesser uncleansing, how you remove it? By just making wudu. The greater uncleansing, how do you remove it? Is what? By taking a shower. What causes some of the things that could cause greater uncleansing? Only three things, and we talked about it. Like giving birth, a monthly cycle, etc. The lesser uncleansing, how does that happen? Is what? By just going to the bathroom. Now we are ready to make wudu, right? How are we going to make wudu? What is the very first thing we would have to use? Water. Okay, now we're going to be talking about what? The types of water. Inshallah, we're going to just finish with that, so you guys get a little bit of a warm up here. Okay. And unfortunately, even these simple things, not all Muslims know about these things. Now, not all water is the same. Not all water is the same. And before we talk about the types of water, there are important something important we have to talk about. It's something called clean. The difference between clean and cleansing. Tahir wa mutahhir. Okay. What does that mean? Something that is tahir, meaning that it's clean. I could touch it, it's clean. Okay, I could drink it, it's clean. Mutahhir, cleansing, meaning I could use it to make wudu. Is that clear for everyone? Okay, so there is a difference between tahir, something clean, and something cleansing. Tahir, I could, it's clean, but not everything that is clean is cleansing. Okay, for instance, let me give you an example. Lemonade. Is lemonade clean? Yeah, it's clean. Is it cleansing? Like, can I use lemonade for me to make wudu? No, I can't. You see? So that's the kind of thing that we're talking about here. Now, what is the very first type of water? We call it al-ma' al-mutlaq, meaning that is water that is general type of water. Water from the snow, water from the rain, water from the well, running water from the faucet. All this is general types of water. The general type of water is what? Is clean and cleansing. It's clean. It's clean water, and it's cleansing, meaning what? You could make wudu from it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً طَهُورًا. And we have brought down from the heaven water that is clean. Prophet Muhammad said, Allahumma tahharni bil ma'i wa thalji wal bard. Oh Allah, cleanse me with water, snow, and general type of water. Okay. So again, the very first type of water was what? We call it ma' al-mutlaq, the general type of water. And what's the ruling for that? Is clean and cleansing. Okay? Beautiful. Now, the second type of water is what we call al-ma' al-musta'mal, the water that is used. Like for instance, let's say someone cleaned, like he was making wudu and the leftover water that came out of that, or or there was some water that was used to clean something else. Okay, all right. Generally speaking, this water that is used, generally speaking, this water is tahir, meaning that what is clean. Now, is it mutahhir? Is it cleansing? The scholars, they said, as long as one of three things have not changed, then this water is considered to be cleansing. What are the three things? Its taste, its color, its smell. Three things. So let's say this used water, the smell of that water changed, then we can't use it. Then it's not cleansing. It's tahir, meaning it's clean, but it's not cleansing. Okay. Or for instance, the taste have changed, the same thing, or the color have changed, the same thing. Okay. So this is the general types of water. Like, but what about if none, like it was used water, but the smell did not change, the color did not change, the taste did not change, then it's cleansing. Okay. This is the general type. Okay. Now the third type of water is what we call الماء الذي خلطه طاهر. Water that was mixed, general water that was mixed with something that is clean. Okay, so let me give you an example before we move forward. Let's say you took a water from the faucet, okay, and you added a lemon to it. Okay, so is the lemon clean? Yes. Is the water that I use from the faucet clean? Yes, clean. So clean. I use something tahir, water, with something clean. Okay. Are they considered to be tahir? Are they clean? Yes, they are clean. Are they mutahhir? Are they cleansing? I could make wudu with it? No, I can't. You see? So why? Because here, when you mix, the same ruling applies here. If it's the water is clean and is mixed with something clean, okay, if one of the three things have changed, the taste, the color, the smell, then it's considered to be not cleansing. But if not, but if not, then I mean, most likely, like it's gonna change. But sometimes it can't. Like for instance, let's say you had a bucket of water sitting outside underneath a tree. All right, and the leaves of the tree fell on it. A couple of leaves of the tree fell on this bucket of water, but the water taste did not change, the smell did not change, and the smell didn't change. Then it's clean. Okay, because the leaves are clean, considered to be cleansed, tahir, and the water is tahir. So tahir with tahir, cleanse with cleanse, then we should be fine. Okay, does that make sense before we move forward? Okay, good. If anybody have any questions, and please shoot. I have no problem answering questions, inshallah. Okay, so this is the third type of water. So again, the third type of water, when you mix something clean with something clean, if if they are mixed and one of the three things have changed, then it's still considered to be clean, but it's not mutahhir, it's not cleansing. Okay, all right. The fourth type of water is when a water is mixed with something that is najis, something that is unclean. Like for instance, if something, for instance, if you mix urine or like dirt, or dirt, or any types of something that is unclean, okay. If one of these, it also depends on two things here. It depends on the proportion of that uncleansing, okay. If again, generally speaking, if something unclean mixed with the clean water and the proportion was very small, then the water is still considered to be clean. Okay, how is that? Let me give you an example. I'm sure all of us can relate to that. The seawater. Are we allowed to make wudu from seawater? Yes, we are allowed to make wudu from seawater. Can someone, for instance, throw something in the sea that is unclean? Sure, it can. All the time it happens. Okay. So does it, that small proportion, does it change the overall water, seawater? No, it doesn't. Okay. So again, if the uncleansed, if something, any of these things unclean have was went into the water and you know make it unclean, or change one of the three things, the is smell, color, or taste, then it becomes unclean for sure. Okay. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a hadith, he said, "Inna al-ma'a tahur la yunajjisuhu shay." Okay, that the water is clean, nothing would make it unclean. Here we're talking about generally when you have like a small proportion with a big amount of water. Like for instance, if someone, let's say, yeah, hypothetically speaking, you have a pool of water, okay, a pool of water, and someone uh, throwed uh, one drop of urine, one drop of pee, for instance. Okay, خلاص, does all of the water of the pool becomes unclean and you cannot use it? No, because here again, one drop, what is going to do into the whole? What is it going to change out of the color or the taste or the smell of a whole big pool? No, would not change anything. Okay. Now, the last section I'm going to be talking about here, and hopefully I wouldn't take too much of your time. Okay. Uh, it's called as-su'r. As-su'r. What does the word su'r mean in Arabic? Su'r, and maybe you could write some of these terms down. As-su'r is any time any water is left in a pot is considered to be, we call it in Arabic su'r. Any water that is left over in a pot is considered to be su'r. Let's say I drink a cup of water. Like I drink a cup of water. Okay. If any water left in that cup, we call it su'r. Okay. Now, what's the significance of that? What does that matter? So, like, let's say someone, a man or a woman or an animal we know, for instance, that my cat, for instance, have licked this bucket of water. Does that mean khalas, I cannot touch it, or I'm allowed to make wudu from it? You see, that's the issue here. So again, su'r. What's the ruling of su'r? Any leftover water of human beings is considered to be tahir and mutahhar. Now, yeah, again, here we're talking about as long as the three things did not change: taste, color, and smell. Okay, whether you're a Muslim, kafir, doesn't matter. Any su'r of human beings, any leftover water of human beings is considered to be tahir. Okay. Now, the second category here. I know there's a lot of information, but just bear with me. The second category here, any su'r of, we call it animals that we are allowed to eat from, it's considered to be tahir too. Like for instance, cows, goat. This is considered to be also tahir. Okay. Now, what about animals that we're not allowed to eat? Like for instance, donkeys or wolves. They said the water is clean too. It's clean too. Some of the scholars said their water also is considered to be clean too. Okay. Or if, for instance, a cat. Okay. So what do we do what do we do with the water that is licked by a cat? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Innaha," he said in reference to a cat, "Innaha laysat binajis. إنها هي من الطوافين عليكم والطوافات." يعني it's not najis, it's not unclean. The water from the cat is not considered to be unclean. Okay, so it's considered to be clean. Okay. The last category. So we talked about human beings. We know the ruling is clean, generally speaking. Animals that we are allowed to eat is clean. Animals that we're not allowed to eat, clean. Now, the last thing is animals that are in Islam considered to be najis, like a dog or a pig. Now, if that came into the water, then this water become najis. It become unclean. Yeah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, طهور إناء أحدكم إذا ولغ فيه الكلب أن يغسله 7 مرات. أو هنا بالتراب. That the way you clean a pot that was licked by a dog, that you would have to wash it 7 times, and the first one with what? With sand. And the same thing would apply to the pig, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِنَّهُ رِجْسٌ, it is unclean. Okay? So, again, just in summary, what is a su'r? Any water that is left over in a pot. If it comes from human beings, it's clean generally, even Muslim, non-Muslim, doesn't matter. If it's come from animals that we eat, then it's considered to be tahir. Okay? If it's come from animals that we do not eat, like cats, it's still considered to be tahir. If it's from animals that that is uncleansed in Islam, like a dog or a pig, then obviously those water become najis, and there is an appropriate way for us to clean it. So this is what we have for you for today. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We talked about what is su'r. We talked about the types of water, the 4 types of water, and we talked about what is fiqh. So generally speaking, this is going to be the topic for today, and inshallah, next week we're going to be talking about another topic. We're going to talk about what is the kinds of unclean things in Islam. Okay, what's the types of things that would make an individual unclean? Okay, so we'll end with that. And if there is any questions from anyone, whether they're in our room or from outside, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Bidnillah ta'ala. Anyone have any questions?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
So I didn't have really any questions. I just want to say I really enjoyed what you were talking about the wudu, and like I understood more about it now.
Good. That's the whole purpose, because a lot of times, that a lot of times these people don't. A lot of people don't understand these things. They don't know. I mean, they know just water. Okay, clean yourself, and then they tend when you are faced with different types of situation, you become stuck. Okay, so the whole purpose of here is for us to understand how to deal with different types of situation, and how to like how to maneuver yourself around them. Okay,
Yes.
but I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Yes, no problem.
Any other questions?
Jazakallah khair.
وإياك إن شاء الله. Any other questions إن شاء الله؟ خير إن شاء الله. So first of all, جزاكم الله خير for tuning in, and I hope that you would invite others for people to enjoy this بإذن الله تعالى. So the benefits are going to be more, more people will be benefiting بإذن الله تعالى. جزاكم الله خير. سبحانك وبحمدك نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين يعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. جزاكم الله خير، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.